I got really lucky at an estate sale last week and scored this vintage entertainment unit here. The cart, the 1976 Sony Trinitron, and the 1978 Panasonic top-loading VCR. So we'll take a few minutes to look at the TV today, and the VCR deserves its own presentation. So we'll look at that in the near future, although we might give a little tease at the very end of this video here today about it. So the Trinitron has a really nice wood grain finish there. I like how the older vintage televisions, when the power's off, the screen is gray, not black. Has some nice detailing, like very nice handhold parts around the side. Has a nice wooden base. Has a little caddy for the remote that we're going to look at. The remote unfortunately doesn't work, and I found out why. On the back it came with a Sony AN16 antenna. I don't have the right F connector to hook it to my digital converter box, so I'm just running another antenna that I got from Goodwill on the converter box for now. And you have your standard 75 300 ohm antenna connections and an RF. And there's a cord wrap. And down here this says CRT bias trim, and then there's a red, green, and blue. I'm not exactly sure if those would be called a convergence adjustment or not. There's some type of grounding here and here on the other side, and I'm not sure what those are for. I don't have a user's manual. Here we have vertical hold and vertical size. And here's the details. This is a Sony, manufactured December 1976. A Sony KV-1741R. Assembled in the USA. And as I've gone through here, I see a lot of things marked made in Japan. I guess the parts were made in Japan and it was assembled in the USA. I think Sony had an assembly plant in California in the mid-70s. In the front you have your quick pre-select buttons, the remote sensor, a lumisponder, which was a way of adjusting the brightness of the picture to the ambient brightness of the room, your power switch, your volume, a speaker in those nice Sony Trinitron colors, solid state EconoQuick. EconoQuick was a way of, in the mid-70s energy crisis, the EconoQuick I think tempered the power surge when you turned the unit on to reduce the energy consumption. And the earphone jack. First I thought it needed some type of priority two-prong Sony headphones, but a little discovery, a little investigating. If you put your headphone in the right jack, you hear it through the headphones, but you also hear it through the speaker. If you put your headphone jack in the left one, it disables the television speaker. So you have two options there. And of course your speaker's behind there. Inside here is your controls. I'm very glad the little trim tool was here. You have your remote control on or off, which is kind of useless to me since the remote doesn't work. I'll show you why in a minute. Your lumisponder on and off. Then your picture controls for hue, color, brightness, sharpness, and automatic fine-tuning on or off, and auto on or off. Behind here, this little cabinet here is how you adjust your channels for the fine-tuning. Let's take a look at that here. Conveniently, it comes with the presetting instructions inside the cabinet there. So if you lose them, you'll always have it. And in here, when you select the channel on the front panel, you use this end of the tuning trimmer to set your basic range, UHF or VHF channels 7 to 13 or channels 3 to 6 or 2 to 6. And then you use the interior part of the trim tool in here to fine tune and get your channels right. I think behind here is how you get the correct numbers in the correct position, but the screws seem to be frozen, and I haven't wanted to work too hard yet to try and undo those and break them or strip them or something to get in there and adjust the channels on here. The other people had it set up for some older things that aren't right. Now with the digital converter box, it doesn't really matter anyways, as long as I'm on channel 3 or 4. But I just like to have it right anyway. I'd mentioned that the remote didn't work, and I'm not sure if this is the only reason, but when I opened it up I found there's been a small fire or overheating here on the circuit board, so this thing is probably toast. So let's power it up and see what happens. I noticed that the volume never comes on automatically.
Detergent, but Walmart's everyday low price saved you over $1.40.
That's awesome.
You saved
So we'll do a little channel scan and see what's going on here with this television.
Ben & Jerry's ice cream on rollback. You
19859 today. Get the top networks and popular channels like AMC and Discovery in digital quality. Plus, never miss a thing with HD DVR service. Record your favorite shows and watch.
For the faith, it is recorded. So at the end of the day,
Fall in love with it. Drive Time. We bring people and cars together.
Of special, lunch type entries like.
Frustrating that is every 5 minutes. Chase, where's my phone? Chase, where is my phone? Why is my battery dead?
I'm feeling the anger, right?
Well,
I'm sure you wouldn't want to go to court. How will it look when the word gets out the pig won the Peterson Poi Juice contest?
Yeah, I used the phone.
From her again.
Okay, so did you have to clean the place?
Yes, I did.
And how long did it take you to clean the place?
And almost got excited. They be making a noise.
CashNet USA is the best.
Legal fields. Why wait? Call Brown Mackey College right now at 1-866.
And the inlay proves they could do anything. This is different. What was this used for?
This chest just came from a Boston pool table maker. It actually still has it doesn't.
Exagerada de los nudos que tengan antes de que toque el champú.
What? Part of Elmer has an idea. Co-pilot?
A conversar.
real investors and butterflies the size of dinner plates.
I can see any one of you follow me is the last time you see Dale Evans alive. Stop driving.
To be young is what.
They fought the struggle against mental illness, and they won.
All good. Quickie deals after this. Who wants some cash?
Manufacturers stopped selling some of their mesh products. Over 10,000 serious.
50 cents on this Cheer detergent, but Walmart's everyday low price saved you over $1.40.
That 1-year-old fermented Baltic.
Well, I think we've gone through, I think I get about 20 channels. Sometimes I get a couple more, but I don't think those channels broadcast 24 hours a day.
This dude's reaction.
Oh, dude!
So that's the 1976 Sony Trinitron. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Oh, wait a minute. Let's do a little tease preview of the VCR. This is the 1978 Panasonic PV-1100. Obviously, I won't be playing this Fleetwood Mac video in the real presentation because of copyright issues, but just to show you basically what you can expect in the next video, we'll be playing something else. Stay tuned. I think you'll enjoy it.